All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of All Elite with Keeks. I am here with a very special guest. Y'all know how I do on the show. We treat all my guests with respect, especially in the chats. Y'all keep it respectful, keep it positive. Y'all know I don't play them games. They know. Before we get started, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello. First of all, thank you for inviting me on. My name is Taurean. I am 27, from Texas, baby astrologer, longtime wrestling fan. I watch a little bit of everything, and I am new to AEW. Just happy to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, yes. What part of Texas you from?
Well, I'm originally from New Orleans, but I am in East Texas, and I went to college at the University of Houston.
Okay. Oh, okay. I love that you went to the University of Houston. I know that's right. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. All right. So tonight we're going to go over, of course, Dynamite, Collision, Rampage. I'm going to skim through ROH, and then we'll get with the main topic. You know, it's been talked about on the timeline, Miss Mercedes Moné, you know. So let's get to it. I'm glad. Oh, before I get into it, I want to say 49ers, y'all had a great season. I'm sorry things didn't work out. Shout out to, I guess, the Taylor Swift Chiefs or whatever. They took the win. They took the win on Sunday, and but shout out to Usher. That's most important. Usher did his thing. The king of R&B. I don't care what y'all say. I love me some Usher Raymond. Ursha Raymond. Ursha did his thing. So shout out
of her way to like DVR just the halftime performance in particular. She was like, I have to see him.
Yes. I was screaming. He took his shirt off. I was screaming. I did. Sorry, Davis. He is a fellow 49er fan. I just had to. I am a Cowboys fan. You know, he talks trash about my team. So,
you know, the Super Bowl snuck up on me. Like, honestly and truly, I was just like, please tell me Taylor Swift boyfriend and them lost. And somebody's like, nah, they won.
Nah, they won. They won. They big one. They won. All right, so we're gonna get into some wrestling. No more real sports, unfortunately. So we're gonna start off with Dynamite and Collision, the opening to both the shows. She is new to AEW, y'all, so you know she watched it for me. She watched it for me. She watched it for me. So again, if you join in the chat, keep it respectful. Y'all know how I am about my guests, especially women that are guests. You know, people love to mansplain, and we don't do that on my show. Y'all know I don't like this. So keep it like your opinion is your opinion. What she said, okay? Dynamite Collision opening, it was of course Swerve Strickland versus Adam Page, and then on Collision it was of course CML versus BCC, Star Jr. Esprit, I be saying his name wrong, versus John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. Two great openers for two main programs, especially Swerve and Hangman, which we all knew it was going to be a draw because we knew it was going to end up being a handicap match for Revolution, but it was still a great match overall. Hangman is leaning towards his heel side. And then, of course, on Collision, it was a great opening as well for CML versus BCC, which we know it will eventually lead to a match at Arena Mexico. Since you got a chance to look at it, what did you think about the first match on Dynamite, Swerve and Hangman?
You know, I kind of like, it took me a second to get into it. It did. Like I have a lot of random obscure opinions. Like immediately I was like, what is this mustache? I'm not a fan of it on Hangman Adam Page, but maybe that's part of his thing. But when Swerve came out, I have my own personal feelings about Mr. Strickland. Some of those things that came out on, on the internet were never fully addressed, or at least that I know about. So, in my opinion, like not addressing that at all, like kind of like alienated a certain fan base. And even with me not being a full-time 100% fan of AEW, I was in support of him being, there hasn't been a black champion, right?
At AEW?
Right.
Yes, Nyla Rose was,
okay.
And also Scorpio Sky.
Okay.
But not the actual main title, the AEW Championship. No.
Well, I was a fan of him being up next, but like that one situation just made me just examine him a little bit more strict instead of having that same blind support, I guess. So like I'm looking at him, but the aura's there. The walkout's there. I love Nana. Glad he's there. So like their whole match, like I was looking at my watch, like I didn't know how long they was gonna take. Girl, I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, but no, they did their thing. That little thing at the end, a little like it. If no conclusion is came to, baby, like we gonna fight again. Like, do y'all watch Baddies? We're gonna fight again. I ain't a contender. The fuck? Can we curse on here? Can we curse on here? I'm sorry.
Yeah, say what you. Yeah, that's fine. It's been past the 15-second, I think, of YouTube. Yeah, you fine.
But that's it. Like they did good, but I'm just like, obviously they're gonna fight again, maybe. But yeah, okay, I paid attention. I love Samoa Joe. This is going to be fun.
Yes, because people are seeming to forget about Samoa Joe. And I said it on Twitter. I'm like, everybody's so focused on Hangman and Swerve. I'm like, y'all are forgetting that Samoa Joe is also a monster when it comes to his championship.
Chokehold, like, it's going to be fun. Like, I thought about it. I was like, how do I get the pay-per-view? You're going to tell me.
You have to. Now see, the pay-per-views at AEW is not free, so you're gonna have to either go to Bleacher Report or you go to Fight, and it's like $54, but it's worth the money. We've been doing it. We've been doing it for 4 years now. Okay. I mean, you have some criminals that use the VPNs to look at it for free. I'm not part of the criminals, but the criminals, they look at it for free. I'm not part of that. I'm not saying that on here, but yeah, it's $53. I added the 3 because plus tax. Appreciate it's $49.99, but it's the extra tax, and you can watch it on Bleacher Report or Fight TV. So yeah,
I might have to save up. Okay.
Yes. Now me, I usually do my deals. I will get with you. Offer here because I will give it to you if you really want to watch. I'll give it to you after here.
My heart.
So was you able to watch the Collision match as well?
I didn't. Wait, with the same participants on Collision?
No, these two right here. Moxley. It was the Luchadors versus these two.
I saw clips of it.
Okay.
Of that one. Yes, ma'am.
That's okay.
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
cool. Today. It's leading up to Arena Mexican match at Mexico anyway. So that's fine. We don't have to
I heard about that. Is that something to do with the CMLL thing that they're doing?
Yes. Correct. Yeah. So that's what we have. Great openers for both shows. So we can move on to the next one. We had I forgot to give the producer the flyer, but it was BCC versus CMLL. It was another one, and Daniel Garcia and Shane Taylor. Both great matches. One on Dynamite is extending, like I said previously, to lead up to the Arena Mexico match. But we could get into the Daniel Garcia versus Shane Taylor. It was announced that Shane Taylor is officially All Elite. he is part of AEW, and he's also hinting that more members will be added to the Shane Taylor's promotion. If everybody's familiar with Shane Taylor's promotions from ROH, he is going to be adding new members. I'm curious on who it will be. I don't know. It looked like he's trying to say that some of them that used to be on there will be on there. We never know, okay? But overall, Daniel Garcia versus Shane Taylor, it was a good match. It was a great showcasing for Daniel Garcia. And then, of course, Shane Taylor is a great wrestler. Everybody knows it's just the gear thing that is bothering me with him, but I'm trying to figure it out too. I'm trying
the what thing?
His gear, like the shorts and the muscle shirt. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Understandable.
Yeah, I was thinking more of like a Vader type gear for him. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it. But Daniel Garcia did a great job against Shane Taylor. Again, Daniel Garcia is adding wins, because of last year and things like that, building him up eventually. So were you able to watch this one?
I saw that it was a good, like they were able to basically the two styles, although you didn't think they would be able to coexist like in the ring together, I was able to acknowledge that, like from casual watching, not like paying attention like I was with that initial first match.
Right. That's a good point, because I was seeing that too, and that's one of the things that makes me a fan of AEW, is because they can make that stuff work. It can coexist.
It's like they kind of go out there and make it work.
Yeah, so Daniel Garcia, it's we saw like a promo with Edge, Adam Copeland, and he is challenging Adam Copeland for to get the spot to fight against Christian. And I remember last week, the last guest that I had, he was saying he didn't want to see a Daniel Garcia versus Christian at Revolution. We know it's going to lead up to Adam Copeland versus Christian at Revolution. That makes more sense. But I think the loss, if he does lose to Adam Copeland, which is Wednesday, I don't think it will hurt him too much. It will still make him look dominant as a young star, but we know it will lead to Adam Copeland versus I want to say Edge so bad.
Go ahead. His mama named him Edge.
Right. And then next after that on Collision, it was like a squash match with Brian Cage versus one of the local talents. And because he is building this whole thing against Hook, so we don't know we'll get a Brian Cage versus Hook eventually. I don't know if it'll be at Revolution. It might be a pre-match at Revolution, because they do have pre-matches, the buy-ins, and that's on YouTube before you actually purchase the pay-per-view
match.
And plus you gotta watch it. Sting last pay-per-view. You want to watch Sting last pay-per-view.
We're gonna get to the Stinger because he did his big one. He did.
We'll get to that. Yeah, we definitely gotta get to that one. Next up we had Chris Jericho versus Takashita, I'm sorry, and also Mark Briscoe versus Brody King. That was the next ones. Again, I said it. Chris Jericho just needs to
hang it up.
Time for him to step away for a while. Just step away. Just step away. Because this match didn't benefit. It hasn't benefited Takashita. Him being with Don Callis hasn't benefited him at all. He's a great wrestler. Right. And I just think it's time to do away with this whole storyline with the Don Callis family and also this feud with Chris Jericho. It doesn't mean anybody well right now, especially because Chris Jericho got that big stain. Right. With everything that happened, or whether if it's a rumor or not, it's still not a good look. Allegedly. It's still not a good look, and it's no point to keep booking him right now because it's not doing nobody justice right now.
And I thought they had him hidden away at the closet, in the closet for a little bit, but he was on a commercial. They snuck him back into the mix. I said, bruh, Like
he don't want to go home. He do not
you don't want to go
home to that lady.
no
It's
kids.
it's very obvious. Like I'm just like when my uncle always said if a man just steady wants to work and don't want to go home, it's the reason why he don't want to go home. And he went from the cruise to a tour back there. Like he hasn't been home. I don't think he's been home since AEW started.
I hope we don't have to give him the Ric Flair treatment. Like, are we gonna have to like escort him out the building?
I don't know.
Cause I used to like, and I'm not. Let me stop. Cause I ain't even gonna talk shit. I really, really, really like. I remember when they did the Y2J, like all that stuff in WWE. I was like, who the heck is this? So I like him. His little, like he's built the same way. He just old, but it's like, bruh, you can't act like your bones and your body still move that way.
Yeah, that was my fave. Everybody know it hurt me to even say my ex fave with that whole situation, but I have my morals. I have to stand on it. But
Public.
yeah, so it hurt me to even say that. Like it crushed me to my core to say he don't need to be on TV no more. But he just needs to step away for a little bit. Just
Figure that out.
figure it out. Because he is the reinvention king, but he's just not reinventing right now. It's not working. It's not hitting. It's just step aside.
It's just I don't know. It might be stagnancy. I might look at his astrology later. I already started on him because do you remember when he like almost went postal on Christmas Day on the internet? So on a more
it's
positive,
like crisis mixed with something else going on.
But on a more positive note, Mr. Takeshita did what he had to do. He's big, he's strong. Like I'm mad because when I first started watching AEW, I saw him and I said, dang, like he is crazy good, but how are they going to not let him or somebody like him fall through the cracks?
Right.
And so I like fell off for a little bit, watched a random episode, and he's randomly linked up with, either Jericho or Don Callis. I'm like, brother, like, what are you doing? You're not a good bad guy. You're cute. Like, what's going on?
He could be the perfect heel, but he doesn't have to be with them to be a good heel.
Right.
That's my thing. I'm just like, he don't have to necessarily be with them. It's not Don Callis it's not doing anything for Powerhouse Hobbs. It's not doing anything for him. It's not doing anything for Cal Fletcher. I don't get the point anymore. Like it was good when it first happened, but now it's just kind of lost the plot. But I think it has more so to do because Kenny Omega is injured. So it kind of messed up what they had planned. But maybe they will, because Ospreay is coming, because he is signed to AEW now and he had his last match in New Japan. And maybe that will shake it up a little bit, hopefully.
We'll see, but I won't go in too deeply on it in case you have to move to the next, topic. But one of my only like outward criticisms about AEW is like they don't seem like they maybe get too much freedom with a said gimmick or storyline to where it's like where's the plot, where's the structure, where's the bloodline year-long saga of it all. Like,
well, because
we don't need that.
You just started watching, so some of it it's just
okay.
This one. Yeah, it's just this one right here because a lot of it has been built up. And AEW is more of an in-ring storytelling than it is like certain, but it's just this one is just like this is probably the only thing that's going on that is just like it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So if they just need to probably take that out. Everything else, like that's getting prepped up for Revolution, it makes sense except this right here.
And may you remind the great people about the date of Revolution?
Yes, Revolution is in 2 weeks, March the 3rd, on a Sunday. So yeah.
What time at night?
Now, see, look, now it's
right.
It's just like the older times with pay-per-views. That's what this is like. You got to probably take a nap during the day and stay up.
Okay.
Now, I do like some of the pay-per-views is on the Saturday and then this one is on the Sunday. So
okay, I'm getting old now.
Yeah. Okay, and then this match on a Collision, it was Mark Briscoe versus Brody King. Again, I love Brody King. Brody King is probably the best member of House of Black. I do love Mark Briscoe. I do jokingly say, "Oh my God, the missing teeth," but that's just me. I always say that about him. It's all love, but it was a brutal, strong style type of match. Was you able to see this match?
I won't even cap with you. I was fading at that point. It's been a rough
Oh,
work week, but the TV was on.
okay, that's cool.
I
It was
can
good.
I know how it ended. The important.
That's all that.
They went to town because old boy goes crazy, and like I recap with clips, but like actually watching it that day, I was fading. But the way I recapped, I know they went to town on each other. So I was like, okay.
Right, because they definitely did. That did happen. That did happen. Okay, so we're gonna get into next up. It was the main event because y'all know women business. That's the last. It was for the AEW Tag Team Championship match. It was Ricky Starks and Big Bill versus Sting and Darby Allin, and then Collision. It was Orange Cassidy versus Ishii. Sting, that's my icon, and his sons were there. They look just like him. It's crazy. They look just like him, young him,
and do.
Especially that other one, like not the real swollen, but the other one. It's like, oh, he looks just like him. So handsome. Just
wait,
like
is it the one that doesn't want to wrestle at all?
They don't. That's what's crazy. They don't. They was like, no, we don't want to do that. I'm like, y'all. So it ends with Sting, I guess. I guess it ends with him because they don't want to wrestle. No, that's
It'll
not
skip
our thing.
It'll skip a generation.
Yeah, unfortunately, it skipped one. But we have new we have new tag team champions. Sting is heading to his last match as a tag team champion. We know he originally did not want to win any belts, but it makes sense, and he wanted to go out the right way. So we have Sting and Darby Allin, the new tag champions. Big Bill, he was on his test shit. Like when I see Big Bill, he was the spirit of test came out of Big Bill that match. Like I was seeing test literally.
I
love Big Bill.
Him, his growth, his jump from one place in his life to this place that he's at now. Because what I saw is just,
yes.
Can't nobody talk to him right now. Like
right, he is doing an amazing job. You could tell that he is in a better space mentally in his life and everything. And we'll see what they do. So they not the Ricky Starks and Big Bill is not tag champions anymore. We'll see what they'll do with Big Bill. We'll see what they do with Ricky Starks. I don't know what's going on with bro, but he's been doing interviews. He's been saying things. It's been kind of rubbing folks the wrong way. So I don't know. I don't know if he. Oh, Ricky Starks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, kind of been rubbing folks the wrong way. So I don't know if he got a chip on his shoulder. I don't know what's going on, but it's.
And right now, like too many people have been, either jumping one way or the other to where I don't want to overuse the phrase, but lost in the mix is still a thing. There can be 20 great people on one brand, one company, whatever. You can get to be at the bottom of that mix.
Yeah.
And I would hate for that to happen to him. He is a star in his own right.
Yeah, he is. It's because I know the one interview he said he ain't got nobody to talk to, no elders or something to talk to back there, and I was like, what the heck?
That's like
right now.
That's like when you post on Facebook, I ain't got no friends.
Right, like I ain't got nobody. I ain't got no friends, and they probably just like, bro, what? And he said, "Oh, he has Cody," and I'm just like, what?
He put his phone on D&D that day, like, bro.
Like, okay, bro, you want to go where Cody is? That is fine. They have to want you, okay? We got to remember that they have to want you in order for you to go. But AEW locker room, it seems like they're in a good space right now. So I'm just like, if if you don't want to be there, you know, he doesn't have like, you got to stay. If you want to leave, leave. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I don't know. I don't know what's up with bro.
Folks be acting like the contracts and stuff is public information. Do you just offhand know how long he has on his?
I want to say next year might be his last year. I don't know if he signed an extension or anything like that yet. I would have to probably look at Fightful. You know, they the TMZ, so you know they know. So I'm not sure, but I do. If
Hey,
I'm mistaken,
Sean,
I want to say next year may be his last year there. I don't know, but we have new tag champions again. Sting last match is in 2 weeks. He is calling it quits for good this time. He ain't playing. He's getting older. You know, he in his 60s. He was, you know, thank you, Big Bill, for catching him when he did the dive off the. I always cringe because I think about Seth almost killing my boy. So I was just like, please, thank you for catching him. Thank you. Thank you for catching him.
Thank you. Please.
Yes, please. And also, you know, they kind of celebrate a little bit, then they got attacked by the Young Bucks. That's my tag team. I love them. And he went out the right way. This is Sting coded. Like, this is what he likes. So I was happy about that. It's gonna be a good match between them and the Bucks come Revolution. So Collision, again, the main event at Collision, it was Orange Cassidy versus Ishii. You know, they are part of Chaos. They are friends. Just a good technical match. Again, Orange Cassidy is being a little aggressive, but he was also being himself with Ishii because that's his friend. You can't go wrong with Ishii. He's like the pit bull. And I said on Twitter, you know, it's been tension between Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta. So I'm interested on seeing how that will play out between those two, because it's a great story. Because Orange Cassidy, if you don't know, he's probably one of my favorite in-ring storytellers. He ain't gonna say much, but the emotions is in the ring and how he acts and his actions. So it's been tension between him and Trent Beretta. That's also part of the Best Friends. Maybe it will lead to something, double or nothing. We shall see. But they definitely been side eyeing each other. They have
The best
not
friends
been
beefing.
Yes, that's what it's given right now. That's what it's given, and I can kind of understand both sides because Trent Beretta, his energy is like, I've worked as hard as you, and I'm not getting nothing out of it. Prior to Orange Cassidy is just like, bro, I've been rooting for you. Y'all was wrestling before I was, and I've been in the sidelines. So, you know, it's very, very tension. And it's good, and I like it. They haven't been on one accord when they've been in tag teams. Like, if you go back 2 weeks ago when they was in the tag match against Penta and Commander, you could see the dynamic wasn't there between those two. Like, it was very, very, they went on one accord. So, but Orange Cassidy faces Roderick Strong at Revolution for the AEW International Championship. And I think that's when it will start off the whole thing of possibly a storyline between Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta. That would be something fresh for Best Friends because they kind of need something new. Not saying that Trent Beretta has to go all the way heel, but it can be, you know, being that Okada is part of Chaos too. So that'll be a good way to bring Okada into AEW.
Whew. It's like when you watch a new like TV show and you got to learn everybody's names.
Yeah, so that was it for the two. You got anything you watched? Did you watch the main event at least, or?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Once I saw Orange Cassidy was in it, I did not watch it because he is one of the people that I blindly support. And I don't want it to be like that. I want to be able to tune in straight through to be like, let me see if it's not gonna result in an Orange Cassidy win. And it did. I mean, it probably was a good match, like all around, you know, right? But yeah. I just know that I like Orange Cassidy already, and I just have a feeling like you know how you can tell like who's getting a push and who's just kind of like that's their job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do it because they love it, but it's just like, I know that Orange Cassidy's character is going to probably get a win this week.
Got you. That
So
makes
that's kind of why I kind of faded out on that one.
got you. That makes
So
total sense.
honest. I'm sorry. Ooh,
Yeah.
you mad
No,
at me?
it's fine. No, it's not. You perfectly fine. Like we sometimes people need to hear from a casual to see what y'all see. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey, cracking open the forbidden door.
yeah. All right. So I'm gonna move on to Rampage. Rampage, I just skimmed through it. Rampage, it was Undisputed Kingdom versus again Cassidy, Triparetta, and Romero. Again, like I said, you could kind of see the tension between Romero. I mean, not Romero, but Triparetta and Cassidy. It happened in this match, so make sure you rewatch it to see what I'm talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, it was Young Bucks versus another local talent. They, displaying and issuing themselves as heels, and they still had the blood that they had from Darby and Sting on there for the Rampage match, which was a good showcase and a good, thing for them. I love the Young Bucks. They do no wrong. And then of course it was Mystico versus Matt Sadal. They are familiar with each other. They have wrestled each other when they was in WWE when Mystico was Sin Cara and when Matt was in WWE. They was a good song and dance. So it was a good Rampage. Rampage has
Oh,
yeah.
is that Evan Bourne?
Huh?
Is that Evan Bourne down there? You said Matt.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they familiar with each other. So Rampage has been really, really good. They've been having like their major stars on Rampage and things like that, getting a good footing in and helping with storylines too with the pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
So and then we'll move on to ROH again. Episode 50. It was on Thursday. Make sure you are tuned into ROH. The Workhorsemen, they defeated Cyrus GT and Brillante RB. Ethan Page defeated Aaron Solo. Johnny TV, he defeated against Humphrey the Pavaro. Billy Starks, she beats Era Thorne. I think that's her name. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. Diamante, she beats Kiera Hogan, Trisha Dora, and Layla Hirsch in the four corner survival match. Shane Taylor Promotion. He also it was Shane Taylor Promotions, Cole Carter and Griff Garrison. They defeated the Infantry and the Iron Savages. Lee Johnson, he defeated Gravity. Taya Valkyrie, she defeated Keela Conte. And Commander ends up winning against Jack Hartwell, AR Fox, and Willie Mack in the four corner survival match. They're going to release the ROH women's television bracket, the tournament of the winner of the ROH women's division. They are really, really good over there. ROH Women Business. So make sure you tune into ROH. Just pay that $9.99 at the ROH. And if you don't want to pay the $9.99, I'll just give out the winners. Yes, Lee Johnson beat Gravity. Yes, they're building Lee Johnson up. Lee Johnson is actually a good wrestler. He just has to find the character. That's why he's in ROH. So it's good for him. Leave Lee Johnson alone. All right, so let's get into some women business.
This is what you need to do. You need to stay out of women business.
Yeah, word to Nene. Stay out of women's business. Okay, so the women's division. On Dynamite, it was Toni Storm versus Red Velvet. Toni Storm ends up taking the win against Red Velvet. Deonna Purrazzo was in commentary, but Red Velvet looked really, really good. She has one of the best strikers to me. I love it. I love Toni's character. I love this match. Were you able to watch these ladies on Wednesday?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I thought they did a nice match. I don't know too much about Kiera Hogan. Wait, is that the? No, I'm so sorry. I'm mistaken.
No, Red Velvet.
So sorry. I don't know much about either of the two really, but
Okay.
I enjoyed the match. I saw Toni Storm a little bit before she did leave WWE, so I'm glad to see that she was able to, I guess I like it when people can cultivate a character. That wasn't something she would have been able to do in the other promotion, but over here, she is working the timeless thing, working it into the match. The only critique I do have, I like Miss Deonna Purrazzo. I don't know much about her, but it just seemed like her being ringside towards the end kind of took away from maybe the good that Red Velvet did in the ring. It's just like its focus is just driven on, the 2 or 3 women at the top of the card, if that makes sense. I might be opening up a can of worms on a Monday.
Understandable. That is because Revolution, it will be Toni Storm versus Deonna.
Okay, that's what they're just always throwing the attention back to that. Okay.
Yeah. And then also on a Collision, it was Deonna Purrazzo versus Kiera Hogan, and also it was Toni Storm versus Queen Aminata. Again, both great matches from the 4 ladies. I enjoy Queen Aminata. I love Kiera Hogan. She does her thing in ROH as well. She's always in ROH, so she's very, very good, and she has improved a lot. Again, Deonna is amazing. She looks good. Toni Storm, again, she's amazing. She looks good, and I love what I see out of all 4 of them. Of course, it was like one of those, just showing what they're gonna do to each other come Revolution. Because so far that's the for the AEW Women's Championship. Now, were you able to watch these 2?
The ones Miss Queen Aminata?
Mm-hmm.
I did not see all of
it.
Okay. You come with the No, but I okay, so Miss Aminata is another one that I blindly support. I don't know if you remember, if you saw, but she was just kind of on social media trying to get to this point. And I saw her then. So I'm seeing her now, and it's just like she just has star quality, and it's just we need the all elite, like the whole graphic. She deserves it. She's putting in the work already.
Yes. She has been defeating against great talent in AEW, and especially and also in ROH too. She's been on both. Like it was one week she was on Rampage, ROH, and Collision all in the same week. Like she is, she's definitely and wrestles like she ain't, like she's not sore or nothing. Because me personally, I'd be like, I'm tired, I'm sore.
My back hurts.
Right, but she's on the go. Kiera Hogan did an amazing job against Deonna Purrazzo, but I know she is familiar with Deonna because they both were in TNA together. They have wrestled each other in Impact, so it was nothing new between those 2 as well. So great match between the ladies, and then also on Rampage, it was the triple threat match. Well, not the triple threat, but a 6-woman tag match. It was no, not 6, 4. I'm tripping. It was Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander versus Saraya and Ruby Soho. And this is a cute match. Ruby Soho, she came out, she read a note. We don't know who the note was from. In regards to it may have been something going on because it's a storyline with them. Ruby Soho and her man Kuhag and Saraya has kind of been sabotaging that relationship. So we don't know what the note said, but we know at the end of the match, she ends up leaving Saraya in the ring by herself. So the Outcast may have been broken up.
About time.
And then Chris Statlander and Willow, of course, great dynamic. I love those 2. They're Malcolm Stokely, which is a good pick. It's a good. At first, I was just like, "How's it gonna work?" But it's working out. And at the end of the match, Julia Hart comes out with Sky Blue, and we may see, because I have been complaining, talking about where is the TBS champion, where is she at, where she been, and stuff like that. And she ended up showing up at Rampage, so we'll probably get a tag match, probably at Revolution, who knows? But great, look, and it was a main event at Rampage, so it was a good, fun match between the ladies. Shout out to Women Business. They are off to a great start in 2024. It's been rough. I've been here since day one. I remember when the women's division was okay. People were used to the TV, a lot of botching going on. It was a lot, but 2024, they're definitely off to a great start. Were you able now? Oh yeah, you said you didn't watch Rampage, but are you familiar with Willow Nightingale or Chris or any of these ladies?
Yes. And the reason I'm mainly familiar is because of, wait, are you talking about the ladies match or the Stokely Hathaway?
Just so, like any of them, like.
Okay, yes. Like I'm familiar because of the work that he puts in on social media. Like I'm just truly a fan of him in general to where I'm watching the videos, following along like, okay, let me see where this is going. It's cute. They're able to play off each other well. I like whatever this leads to for all of them involved. Truly. Yes. And I was not able to catch the match, unfortunately, but I do enjoy Willow Nightingale. She's putting on for the thick girls. I love her to death, and I'm actually truly thinking about getting that Bad Bitches for Willow shirt. Like, it's truly on my list of shirts.
Get it. Because I got the Bad Bitches for Adam Page shirt, but I have to get some more because the AEW, yes, the women, the AEW girlies, Adam Page is our daddy, okay? That is, listen, he has the women demos up. That's our father. Right?
I won't argue. I will not argue.
Okay? I don't know why it's like that, but it is. We don't make the rules, okay? We don't make the rules. It's just what it is. Yes, cowboy shit. All right, so main topic of today, of course, the episode is I'm sorry, go back to the other graphic. I'm jumping ahead, but it was announced the next match for Revolution, Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson, another great match set up for Revolution. So it was announced last week. So yeah, we have some great matches so far for Revolution. It's picking up really, really well. Okay, so now we'll get on to our main topic. Of course, where they'll be in Boston. They will be in Boston.
Moné.
Yeah.
Moné.
It's a vibe. That is a vibe.
It really is.
She's good for theme music because I like the one at WWE too, and I like this one. She has a good ear, but it seems like, well, you know, I've always been like, I see it to believe it, but it looks like it has been confirmed that Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks, is signed to All Elite, and the discourse around that has been people been showing their butt a little bit. Like I saw things like she ain't even that good anyways. I was just seeing a whole bunch of lollygagging, and I personally want to say, you know, the women's division at AEW has shaped up. You know, they are trying to get prepared for her and things like that. We can tell that she, you know, if I'm coming here, this needs to change, this needs to change, this needs to change. And we have seen the changes in the AEW's women division in a good way. I feel like, of course, she's going to be signed, but she still wants to do the Japan run. And she's also talked about the Mexico runs, and AEW is able to give her that. She's able to do what she wants to do and also control her creative and also, you know, get to have her own fantasy booking. Because just because she's not at WWE doesn't mean that she won't go back. Because we know she'll probably eventually go back. She just wants to, she's 30 years old. She still wants to do what, you know, I want to be the best women's wrestler there is, period. And she is one of the best American women's wrestler, in my opinion. Even the small amount of years that she was at WWE, she's the 6-time champion, and you know,
Keeks with the facts.
Yeah, her fan base is similar to the Beehive. Don't mess with the crew. The crew will be in your mentions. I have got into it with a few of them. Um, you say one thing wrong, and they coming. But what have you always been a fan of Mercedes Moné or slash Sasha Banks? Since
So
you've been
here's
around.
the funny part. Like literally, I started watching wrestling in 2005 in general. We didn't have cable. I only had SmackDown. Fast forward to graduated college, like there's a big gap. And when I kind of popped back into the wrestling community or just watching in general, it was, oh no, they're doing the pandemic shows. I can't look at that on a TV. So
Mhm.
basically, I didn't really start watching again until they were back to stadium shows. So by that point, I could already tell that like she was a big deal. She was that girl. And you end up going back because they reference that match, this rumble, this outfit. So you end up going back, and I just every time it's just been worth the watch. She is that great one. That match with Bianca was that great match. So she's on pace to do great things in AEW and in other companies too, other promotions
Mhm.
too. I was gonna ask you, do you think they're gonna treat her kind of like a Brock Lesnar attraction feel, or are they gonna have her as part of the roster so they say maybe like a Logan Paul?
Oh, that's a good question. Um I feel like it's going to be similar to how they had John Moxley when John Moxley came to AEW, because that was and also Bryan Danielson. That was their thing. They wanted to be able to still I want to be able to wrestle in New Japan. Bryan Danielson in particular. So she'll have the same thing. And they already making it seem like a big deal because they calling it the boss time in Boston. She's having that same rollout. Well, big business, my bad, big business
Big
in
business.
Boston. Just like it's similar to what they did for Rampage when CM Punk came back to wrestling. So she's having that same type of rollout when she deserves. People were saying she don't deserve that type of, she ain't did this and this and this and this. Yes, she does. She rightfully so deserves. She's probably, in my opinion, one of the best wrestlers of the four horsewomen. And I'm a
It keeps
Charlotte
some
and I'm
inspiration.
a Charlotte Flair stan. I love Charlotte Flair, but Sasha Banks has always out wrestled all three of them put together. She's always been dominant. And it's interesting that you had said the pandemic, because in the pandemic at WWE, Sasha Banks carried the entire pandemic era. Like
That's what I
she
heard.
single-handedly carried that, had it on her back. I know people was all for the tribal chief, but Sasha Banks held it down she held it down. So I'm very excited to see Mercedes Moné. She is an inspiration to me. I can relate to her. You can't tell me what I can't do. I'm gonna show you what I can do. I'm gonna prove you. You know what I'm saying? You cannot limit what I can and can't do. You can't tell me what I'm not worth, because I'm gonna show you what I'm worth, and that's exactly what she stands for. And I love it.
I I agree. Like I know how you said you saw all of those kind of negative takes about it. I didn't see anything that vicious. The only thing I think I kind of saw was maybe it wasn't so much a good idea to base this pay-per-view, PLE, whatever you call it, like base it around her. You don't know what this relationship is going to look like or how
Right.
closely attached she's going to be to this promotion. Not a good idea maybe to tie it so tightly to her, if that's especially what you're gonna do and it's that obvious, because Mr. Khan has been known to put his foot in his mouth many times. Hello, Jinder Mahal. Like he should stop. So what is it? Discretion is key.
Yeah.
At least they ain't use green and whatever colors her wig is, Lord. Or blue.
Oh no, because when I seen the color of the logo and then they said Boston, I'm like, oh yeah, that's her.
He
She
looked dead in the screen. Boss 10.
Boston, Boston. I thought she was doing the CEO thing, but I guess she going back to the boss stuff. I'm like, okay, that is cool, but
I support it.
um, Do I prefer a surprise appearance or that is a good question. I would like the surprise, but at the same time, they want to make sure them tickets sell, so they have to kind of hint it like she coming, so y'all coming because the pre-sales are already sold out. So the regular
Ooh.
tickets, I'm pretty sure is gonna sell too. They already sold out the pre-sales for this, so and like I said, they say in the locker room morale has been better as long as they keep it that way and book her to make her happy and everybody else continue to be happy. They coming in with some good names. They already confirmed that Okada is coming to AEW. We know that Ospreay is coming and Mercedes Moné. We haven't had big signings like that at AEW since Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, and CM Punk came at around the same time. So they haven't had that since 2021. So basically the morale, what they having is if you're not trying to work, then just leave because we trying to
build a tight ship and
they trying to be what they stood for, and what they stood for was being the alternative, not they done trying to please the casuals because it was losing the AEW touch of what it stood for in the first place. But I'm very excited to see Mercedes Moné. She is a great, talented wrestler. The women's division about to be on fire. I don't know if they will give her the belt immediately, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did do that because it is Mercedes Moné. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, and I'm pretty certain that the women in the locker room will be down too. Like, hey, it's Mercedes Moné. Like, of course, as long as we still, get to be booked, that is fine. Give her the belt. That is a lot of pressure.
When you want to practice,
lot of pressure being champion. It's a lot.
It's good as long as everyone's safe. I hope we all have fun.
Yes, that's most important. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Wednesday is gonna be good. She deserves this rollout, so she gonna get a lot. It's gonna be a lot.
I hope it's not at the end of the show, because if it's at the end of the show and it's not to people's liking, we're gonna hear about it. If it's in the middle of the show and overshadows the end, we're gonna hear about it. Like, it has to be at the beginning.
That's crazy because that's how CM Punk was. It was like right in the beginning of Rampage, and the crowd went crazy. I feel like they probably gonna do the same thing for Mercedes.
It'll set the tone, probably.
Yes, it has to set the tone. Like, she come out, she do her big one too. Now the one thing about Mercedes that was kind of her weakness to me was the promos. Like, her promos, it was a hit or it was a miss. It was like she. But maybe because it was the scripts at WWE, but being that she's at AEW, is not much scripts or whatever. It might be bullet points or something. So maybe it'll be a little bit better. But sometimes the scripts was hit and miss. It was just like, girl, okay, all right.
I won't get into it too much. I won't, not to interrupt you, I won't get into it too much. But I've looked at her astrology, and it's just simply as put, it's just best to let her be herself. Like you said, there probably was too much rigidness or structure in those promos to where if you mess up one word, you might, have whatever, brain fart. If you give her the space, the independence, the freedom, let her pick her wig that week. I don't know. There's a lot of Aquarius energy. You can't stifle creativity. It's there. The way you spoke about her, even just, she's that girl. You just gotta let her go and be that girl. But they run the risk of, you can't let everyone else look like not that girl just because she's here.
Right.
Because we want her here. We need her here. But it's a team.
It's very much a team. I say that all the time. You gotta you have your top card, and then you also have your mid card. They still have to work together. Y'all still have to be on one accord. Everybody's gonna have their time. Everybody has to be patient. and everybody has to work on one accord, because pay-per-views are not pay-per-views if the mid card is trashy but the top card is good, or if the top card is trashy but the mid card. Like, everybody has to be on one accord. It has to sync with all each other. So, and their big AEW's big pay-per-view is All In, because it's at the Wembley Stadium in the UK. So, they're getting prepared for that, while also getting prepared for these pay-per-views. So I can't wait to see what she comes out and do. I can't wait to see who will be her first opponent. She has, I know people keep on saying Britt Baker. They making me mad when they keep saying her, but I know it will eventually be her, because she is one of the faces of the division. But I'd rather not.
What's wrong with her? She hurt?
She's great. She has a great character, great promo. It's the ring. In ring wise, it gets.
Are you telling me she's popular for no reason?
She's popular because she could talk. And she was the only, so around the time when AEW started, she probably was the only one that knew how to talk. And that's why she gained fans. She was the only one that knew how to talk. She was confident. She was a heel. She, she gave good promos. She's good at doing promos. She's very confident, pretty lady. But when it came, when the bell rung, it was just,
when the bell rung,
this lady can't wrestle. And then when they started signing people that could actually wrestle, and then the girls that, they improved, she kind of is, she a little lost in the shuffle now.
Yeah,
but she's out with an injury. She's out with an injury, so hopefully she has been in the booth and working on things like that. But yeah, she was. That's her right here. The with the blonde, she was with them. With Niall and all of them right here. That's Britt Baker. Mm-hmm.
Like I know about her for the most part, because I just kept hearing over and over again, like, I'm an actual dentist, but this is my wrestling thing too. Thought it was cool, found out it was true. Like, how do you make that work? Instant respect.
Right.
But, like, you can wrestle on your off days. Like, I don't know, practice a little bit, if that's what it is. I don't know.
Right. I've always said that. I'm like, because she posted one time, she did a pay-per-view, that following Monday she was in her office. I was just like, bro, I couldn't do it. I'd be like, it's either one or the other. I can't do it.
The most I saw of her as of late was when she was playing, I'll say sidekick, but I don't mean sidekick. She was basically, who was it? Jamie Hayter had the belt, and she was just there out of the time. And it just felt like I don't know, it just felt like it was taking away from her title reign. Like, she was there, like, just there.
Yep. That was another complaint. That was another complaint that was happening too. And I was wondering, I was like, Jamie Hayter has the belt. Just, you don't have to.
I'm gonna find the tweet. I know what I said. Like, it just looked like, when is it gonna get to DMD comes back for the belt or turns on the girl? I don't know, but
I think it was supposed to, and then Jamie Hayter got hurt. She did get injured. Yeah, sometimes the injuries be kind of messing up what they have, because AEW, how they do storylines is kind of similar to New Japan. They do it, they write it down in months in advance, and sometimes things happen and it kind of just messes up a little bit, and they got to go back and depend on their day ones that are very reliant. Orange Cassidy is one of those people. Jon Moxley. For the women's division is Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, Sky Blue. They probably like the main three. That is, or Sheeta. Hey Sheeta, this happened. We need you, and they there. So, so some of that stuff right there that happens. Okay, so. All right, so before we get out of here, because that's much of the show for tonight. Next Monday we will be out. The producer, is his birthday, so if he out, I'm out. So it ain't no show next Monday. If he out, I'm out. That's how it goes. So no show next Monday. I'll be back on the 26th. Let the people know where they can find you and what you got coming up and everything else.
Well, feel free to follow me on Twitter, on X, and also on Instagram. On Instagram, it is Talk Torn to Me, TalkTaurean, the number 2, ME. And then on X, I am Taylor's Karma. That is TaylorSKarmAA. I do astrology. Stop. I look at most reality shows. I give unwarranted commentary. I watch a lot of WWE. I check in on AEW. I watch baddies, but literally just hit me up. I do astrology readings, intuitive playlists, different things. I just like dabbling. Happy to be here, available for other podcasts and things of this nature.
Fun fact, I had told her, because she asked me, what's your sign? I said, Scorpio. She said, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Something about it said Scorpio. I was like, yes, I am a Scorpio. Thank you.
I'm always sense it. It's like, hey, cousin, like, we're two sides of the coin. We're here.
Because what's your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Makes sense. No wonder. Okay, we here. We here. Well, the women. I don't know, but now the men, Taurus men, I cannot stand. I cannot stand.
They are on the sick and shut-in list, but we're gonna focus on the positives today.
I can't stand it. But thank you so much for joining me. I definitely have to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Gave a good casual point of view. You know, sometimes we need those. You need a different view, a different point of view of, the shows that you enjoy. It gives a different layer to the content. So thank you for that. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you guys in the chat for keeping it respectful. I was reading the comments just in case. Thank you guys for keeping it respectful, showing my good sister, my fellow sister, some love. And again, I won't be here next Monday. We'll keep it back on the 26th. Okay, I won't be here because won't be here. I ain't gonna be here. So that's how that's gonna go. Hit my giveaway music. We are out.
First of all, there's no such thing as white collar crime, and there's definitely no such thing as black on black crime. Crime is crime. Let me explain something to you. I don't care if you have a white collar or a tank top. If you rob me, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Girl, I almost snatched my wig off. Oh my God. I'm tired.